Happy morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hearty welcome to TANTRAJNAN SABHA, a one-day seminar on information technology, CA's leading digital transformation. The topic is the hot topic of current time. Everything is changing so fast. Our accounting professional, auditing profession, and even finance is not an exception. We need to move along with this current trend. To equip our members, we thought it appropriate to have this kind of seminar. So we have called several experts on the topic, and they are going to enlighten us on this TANTRAJNAN. To inaugurate this one-day seminar, we have invited an eminent advocate. Shri Kiran Bettadapur is with us. May I request branch chairman to escort him onto a dais. And I also request chairman to escort our program coordinator, CA Narasimhan. And I request chairman to welcome them with the floor bouquet. Friends, please welcome our guests. And also welcome CA Narasimhan. Thank you, Chairman. Now I request Chairman to make welcome address.
Very good morning. On behalf of Bettadapur branch of SIRC of ICA, today we wanted to have a special session on TANTRAJNAN SABHA, and for this program we requested CA Kiran Bettadapur to be the chief guest for the session. He has readily agreed to be part of this session, and on behalf of all of you present and on behalf of the branch, we extend warm welcome to Kiran Bettadapur. Similarly, when we wanted to start this kind of a program, the structuring becomes very important. Without having the knowledge or in-depth knowledge about the requirement and the current happening in the industry, and having the in-depth knowledge about TANTRAJNAN, it is very difficult to structure a program. So we thought whom to approach. Then we felt none other than Narasimha. So Narasimha is available as a resource person for the institute all times. Despite his busy schedules, he can't say no when it comes to the institute. That is the attachment he has got. So we thought, let us make use of this opportunity and requested Narasimha, please help us to design this program and also suggest the speakers for this program. And not only that, please help me to select the topics for the program and ensure that this is something which is important, relevant for the members present here. He said, sir, tough job. I said, yes, you are capable, therefore it is coming to you only. We know that it is tough, we can't do it, therefore it is coming to you. Then he has readily agreed, and he has done a wonderful structuring of this program today. And he has readily agreed to handle a couple of sessions also as part of this. Day before yesterday also he was talking about the data analytics part. It was one of the excellent program that we had. And we thought, okay, we are waiting for one more day to have another session on this today. Ladies and gentlemen, such a wonderful person is with us. Without waiting, join me to welcome with a big round of applause. Friends, there are speakers coming from different parts of the country. Saurabh is there, Sanjeev Singh is there, and many other speakers are there for the full day program. I extend warm welcome to all the speakers for the today's event. And very importantly, any program that we conduct, the inspiration is your attendance, cooperation and the support. As many number of members attend goes on adding to the inspiration and the support for us. So it's very important for me to welcome each one of you for the today's program. And this month and the next month we have designated it as technology months for us, because anyway the tax audit season is getting completed. and we need to get updated to the next year. By the time the finance field, things are changing so fast. Every year you need to keep on updating. So far earlier, when the budget session is passed, then we need to learn the new finance act and the changes and things like that. But no, every now and then there is a change in the finance field, in the technology field. So therefore it's important for us to know what is the fintech things happening and what are we supposed to do and how do we keep up with ourselves to the current happening. Are we really equipped to handle today's environment? That is the kind of challenge and some sort of fear also. Am I outdated today? Need to keep on questioning every day when we get up. Am I outdated today? Am I relevant in the today's environment? Am I relevant in the today's the happenings? Then if we feel yes, there is a gap, we have to have our plans in place to ensure that yes, we are up to date. That is the reason we thought let us have continuous programs on the technology for 2 more months. And please keep watching for the upcoming programs and ensure that you are registered for these programs. I don't know how many of you have already downloaded and using our Bangalore ICI mobile app. You are not using, no? There are many important features we have added in the Bangalore ICI mobile app. You are allowed to select which programs you want to register. You are allowed to make the payment online. Upon registering, you are allowed to ask 2 questions on the subject at the time of registration itself. So that those questions will be forwarded to the speakers and they know what exactly is the expectation that you have. So they will come prepared for that. Those are the features available. And if for a particular program the registration is already closed because of the limited facility available, it also pops up with another option where you can say, I missed this opportunity. Let us say today's TANTRAJNAN SABHA only 200 seating capacity. If the registration is completed, it does not stop at that. It opens up another window where it shows, I missed the opportunity. You can submit your details, yes, I missed this opportunity. We know how many people missed the opportunity, and it helps us either to shift them into a bigger facility or repeat the program once again. So this happened earlier also. A couple of programs we ended up in shifting to the bigger facility because we came to know that many people missed the opportunity before the event. In some cases we could not change the venue, but we had to repeat the session. It is helpful to both. So that is the why I request all of you to download ICI mobile app and start using. One more very important thing I need to tell you in the mobile app, we have created a feedback system. After every session is over, you have a mobile feedback system with a different criteria. You can give the star, 3 star, 4 star, 4.5 star, 5 star, whatever, depending upon the quality of the speaker, the preparedness, the presentation, and the ambience, facility, organizing things. Any issue there, you can also give the feedback in there. That helps all of us to serve the members in a better way. So I request all of you during maybe the tea break time or whatever, ensure that ICI mobile app is downloaded and installed in your mobile and start giving the feedbacks. Friends, going forward, lot of other programs are scheduled. You must have seen this Kalakriti program, yet another Kannada Rajyotsava program is happening since last 3 years. This time the unique feature of this program is the Ashtavadana. I don't know how many of you heard about Ashtavadana. Ashtavadana is a very intellectual activity where they demonstrate the power of your brain. Where 8 people will be sitting either side and start questioning the single person without using computer, without using calculator, without using paper. They will remember everything and they go on answering these questions and solving the problems. This is one of the very unique programs. I request all the intellectual professionals should watch this program. Yet another important program is the Vedic Mathematics. All of us are proud of Vedic things originating from India, but we are not literate in Vedic Mathematics, right? So Vedic Mathematics is something which is very important in the today's era because it helps us to apply our brain instead of applying the mobile app or the computer or some other tool. It helps us to apply our brain. You can use your brain like an app. So they are going to demonstrate that in the Vedic Mathematics session. I request all of you to register and ensure that you are benefited out of these programs. With these words, I would like to welcome each one of you once again and wish you all happy learning today on TANTRAJNAN. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman, for a sweet and short welcome address. Friends, it is my pleasure to introduce our chief guest for the day to this August gathering, Kiran Bettadapur is a practicing advocate and patent attorney. He invests in early stage setups and is a qualified company secretary. He specializes in corporate matters, M&A, company valuation, patent litigation, property rights and international trade law. An industrial engineer by qualification, Kiran is an alumnus of IIT Kharagpur and IISc Bangalore. As an entrepreneur, he co-founded and bootstrapped many ventures. In his corporate career, Kiran headed operations for the Birlas based out of California and had served as the head of sales and marketing of banking, insurance and finance segments for SCL Hewlett Packard in Mumbai. Kiran enjoys teaching and delivers lectures regularly in schools and colleges. He is equally earnest about legal activism and constitutional reforms. His first book, Gita and the Art of Selling, was nominated for the Crosswords Book of the Year award. More than that, fascinating individual personality, Advocate Kiran Bettadapur. With this brief introduction, I present Kiran Bettadapur before you. Please join me to welcome him. I also introduce our program coordinator, CA Narasimhan Elangovan. CA Narasimhan Elangovan is an independent information systems assurance professional from Bangalore and partner of Kiran & Co. Chartered Accountants. He specializes in information technology consulting, information systems assurance, data analytics, implementation and testing of internal financial controls. Being a COBIT enthusiast, he is an active user of COBIT 5 for various engagements. A multi-talented personality, CA Narasimhan Elangovan. With this brief introduction, I present CA Narasimhan before you. Please join me to welcome him. And I request Narasimhan to make a brief overview of today's seminar.
Very good morning, my dear friends.
Good morning.
So, thank you for coming and attending this session. I understand there's a busy season, an extended season, correct, and we have a lot of commitments at office, but I'm sure this one day what you're going to learn is going to add a lot of value, change in perspective on how you should be looking at things. So, the reason why we chose a theme called as, digital transformation. The major reason is, if you see across the industry, this has become the buzzword. You name any of the companies, they're only, earlier it was, cloud was the buzzword. Now, we have this concept called emerging technologies or digital transformation, which is the buzzword. In fact, it was said that any of the startups who want to get funding today, you use any of these emerging technologies, they will easily get the funding. Whether they are doing it or not is secondary. Right, on the jovial note. So if I use words like artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud, analytics, etc., the attraction of everybody is coming into you. Forget that the government itself has taken up so many initiatives on these emerging technology space. Correct? You will find data analytics being used extensively by the government, typically in your tax filing and processing. Artificial intelligence being used, deployed in certain places. The state governments have slowly started adopting blockchain. Starting from state government of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, they came up with a draft policy itself, and each of them have it in different stages. And then we have certain things which is all sensors enabled, something called as Internet of Things, correct? And not to end there, but you also have certain you have what is called as a robotic process automation, an activity or something which can automate what you regularly perform. So you see a host of these things happening in and around us. The question is, we always think on the other perspective, okay, it is nice that it is happening, but how is it going to impact us as a chartered accountant? And that was the core concept or the core theme which we had in mind. And we kept about 6 to 8 sessions lined up. The way we designed is the first will be give you an overview or a helicopter view, where the first 2 sessions will speak about Industry 4.0 and what is the concept of this digital accountant. And then post-3 we are going to discuss on 2 interesting technological concepts, one being AI, artificial intelligence, and second being blockchain. Both of these are buzzwords. Post-lunch we discuss on how we can protect ourselves using cyber security, correct? How do I modernize my CA firm? You know, what is my digital strategy for my CA firm? And of course, in the evening we discuss on data analytics, and we have a panel discussion that how do I take all of these ideas into implementation. And that's how we have structured this entire course, entire session rather. And I would request all of you to be there until the end, because we have had different types of speakers, different types of questions, and few things which we felt we were not able to cover within the 5 or 6 slots. We thought we'll at least cover it in the panel discussion. So it is an action-packed day with a lot of information, lot of Gyan, TANTRAJNAN SABHA, correct? So I'm hoping that this will be very useful for you, and more important, there should be take-home points for you. What is it that you can start doing from the next Monday morning, or from, tomorrow is a working day, so next Saturday morning in case of Indian context. So what is it that I can immediately implement? So on that note, thank you so much Chairman sir for giving us this opportunity. In fact, he requested me a month back, and we said that okay, let's get this going. Because across India, I think ICA is doing a lot of initiatives on empowering chartered accountants with digital transformation. And I think that way our institute and branch are taking up the efforts. But equally on the other end, I think members also have to take up that efforts, and that is going on. But we need to increase the pace. Alright. On that note, thank you so much, sir. Over to the members of the desk.
Thank you, Narasimhan, for a wonderful overview of this seminar. Now let us seek Almighty blessing to lighting the lamp. Request dignitaries on the dais, and also our technical session speaker Sanjeev Singh and Nag Subramanian join us.
सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते अस्मिन् लोकः अस्मिन् लोकः सर्वे तनु नात्यमीकश्च एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Friends, Almighty blessed us. Now I request our chief guest to address the gathering.
Thank you, sir. I know time is at an essence. It's at a premium, so I'll keep this really brief. I see that this is a fairly composite gathering, at least age-wise. I know as members of the Institute, that's the common thread binding you all here. Age-wise, to me, demographically, there are only two generations. The pre-LOL and the post-LOL generation. Post-internet, everybody would know what LOL stands for. Laughing out loud, lots of love. There is one law that should actually apply across the board. That's lifetime of learning. And I'm absolutely delighted that the Institute conducts these programs periodically, because that is essential for professional enrichment and also to some extent self-actualization, if I may say so. As an engineer, rocket science doesn't impress me. Nuclear physics is all hunky-dory, it's all easy. What I get nightmares about is accounting. Give me a problem, I can solve the problem. But ask me to put it in double entry format, I don't know which account to credit, which account to debit. And I honestly don't know how I passed my accountancy exams in CS. It's a real nightmare. Without preaching to the choir here, my accountancy experience was limited to my own startups that I founded in the US. And I was working as my own accountant, obviously, you're on a shoestring budget. I don't know what I would have done if this thing called adjustment entry had not been there. Everything was being maintained on spreadsheets. The balance sheet would never balance. And I would end up fudging the spreadsheet and filing my returns. I don't think that's a accepted practice, right? But from a business standpoint, all businesses obviously are about value propositions, value creation and wealth creation. The formula for that, I would like to look at it as 3P, 3S, D. The 3 P's are productivity, profitability of business and predictability of business. The 3 S's are scalability of your business, sustainability of your business, and the third S is actually about survival of your business. The misfit there, the D, is de-risking of your business. So the second D that I would like to add to it, any business that you run, decision making is extremely vital. And that's where the third D fits in, digitalization. The common denominator for any business obviously is money. And fortunately, wherever money is involved, accounting is the oil that keeps the engine of business running smoothly. We know the whole seminar is about digital transformation and technology. But to me, technology evolution and utilization of technology in business is about gaining competitive advantage. In a way, there are drivers, that move technology in the business space and accounting realm. And I would like to look at them as macro drivers of technology and micro drivers. Macro, if you look at the way technology evolves, there is a certain trend that you will notice. Pure sciences, without knowing where something, whatever work they are doing, research is headed, they will come up with new ideas, new things, new concepts. And then applied sciences takes over, engineering takes over, platforms come into being, products come into being, and then applications are what are run on those programs. That's one way in which this whole movement of digital transformation happens. Then there is continuous thought that is being devoted to it, and I refer to it as the ABCD of, call it ideation, call it thought, call it whatever. The A is actually agile improvement. You will see whatever products are there around us, whatever technologies are there, they're constantly being improved. Breakthrough inventions do once in a while make us leapfrog on the technology front. Creative imitation is another way in which technology moves forward, it evolves. There is something that has already been done in some other geography, you just take it, you look into it, and you imitate it and creatively enhance it presumably. And finally, disruptive innovations as well. The third way in which this technology transformation takes place is through a process, a distinctive process of anything that is repetitive in nature is taken in and then mechanized, basically automated, and once it is mechanized, there is mechanical, the manual activity is done mechanically, and then mechanical gets replaced by electromechanical, gets replaced by electronics, and then integration, automation, then intelligence, more and more ease of use, graphics, user interface, so on and so forth. You essentially make it more intelligent and smarter. On the information technology front, anything that you put out and that clients use, there are 3 F's that they have to necessarily adhere to. One is the application, or for that matter, anything in technology, any product, any technology that you implement, there are 3 F's that are absolutely vital. To begin with, it needs to be fail-proof, which means to the extent possible, it should never fail. The uptime should always be there. It should be so high in quality and reliability. Second is make it foolproof, which means any ordinary person, layman, should be able to use that technology or that software or that product without too much of a hassle, too much of difficulty. And finally, you need to necessarily make it fraud-proof for that. On the micro trends front that drive technology, and especially in accounting as well, access and availability of the application of the product or the technology itself is a big challenge. There is a lot of movement towards virtualization of business. If you look at the Airbnbs, the Flipkarts, I mean, you name it, the Olas, the Ubers, you will see a lot of this happening. And to some extent, cloud computing is also part of that virtualization concept. All of which is being driven by the 3 A's. Anywhere, anytime, anyhow, I should be in a position to use the application. There's a 4th A, which is extremely vital, especially in today's world, always compliant. No matter what application you're using on the business front, you need to always be compliant. The second thing is analytics, and that's where there are a whole host of these topics that are there today, which come into play. It's not enough in a business, because decision making is so vital, it is not enough if you're reactive. You need to be predictive. That's where analytics fits in, big data, decision support systems, warehouse, all of which, once you've implemented some kind of a predictive modeling as for decision support, you need to make it real time, which means as something is happening, you get to know and you can take corrective action in your decisions. Social media, speed with which you can figure out what is going on, where data visualization comes in, a whole host of technologies are involved in this, under this analytics, the micro trends that drive digital transformation. And automation itself is another trend. That's where AI, robotics, Web 3.0 is a big thing that's on the way. You have agents, you have mediums that get the task done, machine learning, deep learning, all these are concepts I'm sure the subsequent speakers are going to delve deeper into it. Workflow automation is another big area. You want everything to happen as if it's happening by auto mode. It's all trigger driven. Then the 4th space, way in which these micro trends today are taking place and leading to digital transformation is authenticity of whatever transactions are taking place. Security, fraud detection, fraud prevention, and that's where blockchain fits in, transactional integrity. There are a whole host of other technologies that are there and people are working on it. And finally, perhaps the most important trend, micro trend that we need to keep in mind while we are looking at digital transformation of our businesses is abiding of law, the 5 A's. And compliance is a big thing. AI, automatically using AI to make sure you're compliant. If you're non-compliant, then making sure that there are flags, your red flag for compliance, all of which is also kind of interlinked to this area of knowledge management. So I think the seminar itself covers bits and pieces of all these areas that I've talked about, and I'm sure it will be a very informative seminar for all of you. And on that note, I thank the Institute for giving me this opportunity to address you and talk to you and share my few thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. ABCD of technology, 3 F's and 3 A's and many more. A fabulous address from our chief guest. Thank you very much, sir. Friends, it is our great honor to felicitate on this moment our chief guest. As a token of appreciation and gratitude, request dignitaries on the dais to do the honor. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our felicitation. Friends, it is my proud privilege to propose vote of thanks for this inaugural session. First and foremost, our heartfelt thanks to our chief guest. In his busy schedule, he has taken out time and come here and inaugurated this one-day seminar. Thank you very much, sir. Please thank you all. Our special thanks to our program coordinators, A. Narasimhan Elangovan. Thank you, Narasimhan. And our thanks due to all our technical session speakers. Thank you very much, Sanjeev and Naga Subramaniam, and other technical speakers also going to come. Thank them in their absence. Please thank them round of applause. Last, most important, thanks to each one of you for your active participation. Thank you very much. Let us move forward with our technical session. Request Narasimhan to take it forward.